Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome. Today I'm going to be setting up my bullet journal for the month of May, and I'm going to be using this kit from Planning with Kay called Lavender Honey. Uh, these these pages are available for sale on her shop, and these are printables that you can get if you are one of her Patreon members. I think you can get it for as little as $1, some of these. So definitely check those out. I also have some washi that I may or may not bring into this, as well as my trusty Tombow pen. I've actually used this color for the majority of my spreads this year, mostly because it goes with the color of my bullet journal, which is like a honey lemon, um, but also because it's super convenient and it's right next to me. Um, so I'll just go through some of the pages really quickly. You have some really nice header pages here. Each of her kits is a little bit different, so definitely check them out before you purchase them, because some of them have multiple weeks worth of day covers and some of them don't. These, for example, have date dots, which I'm going to use in a calendar style situation, but so the full page kit is 3 pages. It's the first 3. I love all of the different designs here. And then this is a monthly add-on page, which I usually get because it comes with different number lines and extra weeklies along with headers that match the kit. I did print out a couple of really cute quotes. So this one says, "Life is like the sweetest honey." And then this one says, I just want to stay in that lavender haze," which is super cute. And then these are going to be a full calendar kit. So there you have it. I am going to speed things up and lay some of this stuff down for you.
Hi there. So I did speed this part up a little bit just because most of it is me laying down stickers, and I thought it would be more fun to just kind of chat and show you. This whole thing, though, if I'm being honest, took me about 30 minutes to put together. So that's one of the benefits of using stickers is if you don't have a ton of time to put things together and you want your bullet journal to be more functional than aesthetic. Um, to each their own though. Like I know a lot of people who like revel in putting the new spreads down, and that is awesome. Like that's really great. For me in particular, I did just want to get everything down, and I didn't really have a ton of time to play this particular day. Um, it messed up a little bit, and you can see there's a bump in the paper, just very noticeable when you turn the page. So I will be taping those pages together, and I just skipped ahead. And you know what? That happens. These notebooks are precious to us, but they also are just notebooks. So if you make a mistake, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Um, I had a bunch of 2025 headers, and I thought I had some May date covers, but I couldn't find them in this moment. So I just decided to keep going, and maybe I'll go back and either write the word May or put the stickers down. You can see this is a very professional operation I'm running here. I'm not. It's just a girl on her coffee table and her stickers and notebook. These were, oh, that's the back of my head. Hi. These pages are really useful. I'm not a big squared calendar person, but I do like an overhead view of what my month is going to look like. And so I've really been using this space to mark important dates, meetings, things I know need to happen, so that when I'm looking at the month overall and I'm looking back, I can really see what I spent my time and energy on, and that can help me figure out, okay, this was a really heavy month. What was stressing me out? What was making things um, better for me? So that's really why I have this and use this. I know some people will maybe use this for their entire calendar and they won't do what I did and have a separate sort of line by line agenda. That works too. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the split down the middle. I think that, you can see I really messed that up there. That to me kind of bumps against the aesthetic, but I understand from a design perspective why she did it. I also think like I didn't take the time to do this, so and she did, so I appreciate that this was made available to us, and I think she has since sort of stopped doing the break in the middle for a lot of her calendar sheets. But anyway, so I did have, with this kit, I did have the little tiny honeycomb tape dots. They're very, very small. They're not very economical for my day-to-day use. I like my numbers really, really big because I like to be able to just turn a page and find exactly what I need when I look for it. So I did a little magic and there they all are. So I just decided I'm going to skip that page and move on to the next page where I do another monthly overview, but I do it in a linear style. So I always use the number lines and I like to start all the way at the bottom and go to the top because most bullet journals, this is an actual like bullet journal professional authorized, but if you're using any A5 or A4 notebook, I think see, I'm a terrible bullet journalist. I don't even know the size of the notebook, but I will tell you that you can get a lot if you start from the bottom and go all the way to the top. So that's really what I wanted to do. May has 31 days, so I wanted to make sure that I got it, and I put that together a little bit crooked, but I wasn't about to reposition it a second time. So I decided to use this really pretty deco for the sidebar. I use the page opposite my like linear days of the month so that I can map out what my to-dos need to be, like my overall overarching to-dos are. Sometimes I'll go back to my goals and see, okay, what are my goals for May that I need to accomplish? What are the things I need to get done? May is a very busy time. I am a speech therapist and I work in the schools, so May is crazy because a lot of our students take standardized tests for, oh, and I messed up the days of the week, but I used my trusty whiteout and fixed that right away. Most of my students have standardized assessments that they have to take towards the end of May when school ends, and so a lot of May is about teaching them how to take the test. And sometimes that means when I go in to pull them for therapy, the teachers sort of push back and they'll say, oh, well, they're doing an assessment today or they're doing this today. And so I have to be more flexible with my schedule. The other thing is we have transition to kindergarten meetings, transition to middle school meetings. And so it can become a lot of meetings very, very quickly all at once. And then there are the students that continue to be referred. I mean, I'm still getting referrals for students as of this week, and we don't even have our regular full 90 days to test everybody. So it's just been a lot. I can tell you that for the month of May, the first 2 days of May, I'm actually taking the days off to recover from a surgical procedure that was requested by my doctor. So I am taking those 2 days off. I will miss one field day at one school, but I will not miss the other. So I'm just writing in the things I know are happening, like Mother's Day and my dad's retirement day and a couple of birthday situations and things like that. So I'm sorry that you can't see. I really didn't realize how zoomed out I was. There, the days of the week are handwritten on the left, and then there are numbers on the right. And I just wrote May 2025 with my Fudenosuke pen. I'm using the left side to mark my task list, excuse me, and that's just where I'm going to put all the things that I need to accomplish in May, and I used a bunch of headers from the sticker kit. The next line I like to make is my habit tracker. Habit trackers are used by me really as a great overview. I wouldn't say that it actively helps me keep track. It helps me keep track of my habits. I wouldn't say that it propels me to complete my habits, but there is a lot of satisfaction when you can fill out the entire line. I used to do like a pretty little design inside my habit tracker, but it just got to be too much. And if I had to skip something on a day, I felt like ashamed that I'd messed up my own design. And really, bullet journals should not be about shaming you. They should be about making you feel like you're keeping track of things and that it's working for you. So, I my word of the year is nurture, and shaming myself is not nurturing, so I'm not going to do it. So I decided to use the following page for gratitudes, just like a quick line a day, something that made me feel good about the day, my life, friends, family. It can be whatever I want. And this is a really healthy practice, both for mental health and also just it's a great way to recap the day because it's always a positive. And so much of our lives can be filled with negative thoughts, and this is just a nice landing page for the thoughts that I would like to be thinking about more often than I do. The next page I decided to make, this is a new page for me, and I'm excited about this one because in previous bullet journals, I've kind of skipped doing something extra there. Sometimes I'll do like a last week I skipped it completely. The month, not last week, last month. The month before that, I skipped it completely. But I wanted a place for discoveries. So this could be books that I've been meaning to read, or music, or movies, or TV shows, things that have been suggested to me. It could be professional development that I want to take. It can be whatever I want it to be. But I liked the word discoveries because I felt like it encompassed all of that and I didn't have to stress too much about it. The other side of the page, I used the two banners that came with the add on kit, and I wanted to fill this with my end of year tasks for school. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry about that. um, that really would is the most helpful for me to see how many meetings I have. Um, what are my like what do I have to do to close out my room? What do I have to do to communicate with parents before the end of the summer? So things like that. It's a nice way for me to keep track of everything for the end of the year for work. So I'm just showing you how I do a standard day. So I put the number takes up two lines, and then I do the month on top and then the year on the bottom. Now, it might seem redundant to do the year every single day, but I like when I flip through my bullet journals from years past and it's right there. Because yes, it makes sense in the moment. Of course, it's 2025, but it's fun to look back and be like, what was I doing May 1st of 2024? What was I doing May 1st of 2018? I can go all the way back and look at those. So now this is going to be a shortened week, so I decided to use some of the stickers from the add-on bundle rather than um, the full weeks that I wanted to put out. So here is the full um, flip through of everything that I did. I have that full calendar page. I have that page that I need to tape up. I have my task list and linear day of the month. I have my habit tracker and gratitudes tracker, my discoveries, and my end of year calendar. One daily page. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.